What is going on, everyone? I'm Jaye the Black, of course. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm going to talk about Nicole Murphy, and there is reports, or reportedly, there's somebody who may know her very well that is saying that she is broke and she's looking for a rich man to take care of her. And if you may not believe that report, all you have to do is look at her financial situation. I spoke about it in a previous video I did about Michael Strahan. Make sure y'all go and check that video out. It was an excellent video that I produced. And I spoke about in that video, and this was, over a week or so ago, I spoke about the situation she got in with a former friend who scammed her out of $10 million. $10 million. And that was a part of a $15 million settlement she got from Eddie Murphy. And this was back in 2011, 2013, I believe. And her financial, and that was right around the time she was dating Michael Strahan. And that's when that relationship began to strain, because he helped her when she went through that situation. And he also wanted her to sign a prenup. She refused to sign the prenup, which is why he did not marry her. He didn't feel like there was a need to marry somebody that is flat out refusing to sign a prenup when she is going through a bad financial situation. And what makes the situation even more complicated for her is not only did she get caught up, I'm gonna address that, not only did she get caught up messing around with a married man, but also the child support to her youngest with Eddie is about to be up, because the youngest is 17. Okay, the youngest is 17. But let's get back to her financial situation. She got $15 million from a settlement with Eddie, right? She ended up giving a quote unquote friend 10 million of it. Now I want y'all to understand, man, the one thing I've noticed about women is they're willing to part with their money if they are emotionally attached to the person they are giving it to. I've seen this a myriad of times. You got women who will be dating a guy online. I did a video video about that too, a live stream about this guy who scammed over $2 million from various women that he was, dating, but he was talking to through online dating. So it wouldn't surprise me if the guy that Nicole Murphy gave money to was a guy that she was involved with and she felt comfortable. Because let me tell you something right now, women are very agreeable when they've had relations with you. And let's say you're still on good terms. They are very agreeable because you've already, as a guy, you've already gotten with her. So, her walls are complete. Well, I say walls. We're going to talk about walls. But her guard is down. And when your guard is down, especially as a female, you're willing to make bad decisions. And she made a very bad decision when it came to giving this guy the money that she gave him. Now she loses 10 million. I don't think she has gotten reimbursed for that. It was down to about 5 million. I'm pretty sure she's going through that because she lives a very expensive lifestyle. Now, the person who is claiming that she is going broke is a person by the name of B. Scott. I believe they're connected with each other, we're cool with each other, so they may have a little bit more insight into it, but I'm speaking on it from my own red pill perspective. And my perspective on this is that I think she's not only going broke, but she is desperate for a man, because if you look at the photos of her with Antoine Fuqua, you can tell she knew what was going on. You can tell. And Nicole she's always had a very good public reputation. She's never gotten herself caught up like this. So this had to be an act of desperation. She really thought she was going to take this man from his wife. But they've been together so long, you can't break those bonds. You got females that will be side chicks, thinking that one day he's just going to wake up and say, you know what, you're right, I do need to leave my wife, my family, which is another financial fiasco for that guy. And he understands that. And he understands that you settled for being a side piece, so he doesn't have to make, a commitment to you whatsoever. And that's what the Nicole Murphys of the world understand, because once you reach that wall, once you have to go and get Botox, which is what there were photos out there of her getting Botox, and she's looking worse and worse. Even though her body stays, she keeps her body up. But I mean, facially, just that wall has been hit, Yeah, she's hit that wall. But when it comes to relationships, I feel like you have particular females like Nicole Murphy who don't want to go out there and date single men. They think that the only men with money are the men in relationships that are married. Didn't matter that she was a friend to Antoine, his wife. She wanted Antoine, and she was willing to be publicly embarrassed in order to help her own situation, and that just shows you that Nicole doesn't care about, females as far as empowerment and togetherness. She cares about herself. I told y'all that there's a lot of females that they don't like each other. They really don't like each other. And you can tell by their actions towards each other. And in Nicole's case, she would rather be publicly embarrassed and humiliated, putting photos of herself out with a married man, because she thinks that it's going to help her financial situation. Now, apparently she's looking for a sugar daddy or a rich man to take care of her. This is a 50-year-old woman who I have said she needs to settle down and get married. Stop worrying about that man's money after the marriage. Focus on the fact that if you get married to him, he's going to take care of you in that situation. Michael Strahan hasn't been engaged to any woman since Nicole Murphy, because I think that was a situation where, he almost got caught up with a female who is out to get money. She's out to financially, enrich herself, because she has a very expensive lifestyle. That Eddie Murphy money is drying up. And by the way, about Eddie Murphy, they're saying that Eddie is the reason why she apologized, which means that she wasn't even going to apologize on her own, which makes her look even worse. But once again, us as men, we're more logical. We have to go to this female and say, hey, listen, you need to apologize, because she wasn't going to do it. And she wasn't going to do it because she didn't think she did anything wrong. And this is why I tell y'all in my content, I speak about being more logical and rational, because if you're not logical and rational, you're going to do something highly emotional. Okay? You're going to do something that's going to ruin you for a very long time. And the reason why I make videos on celebrities is to point out the things that they do, and that they're not any different than you. They may have a bigger bank account, but that's about it. They're human just like you are. A lot of them get on social media and act in crazy manners just like anybody else would. Nicole is the type of female that she's going to end up the single mother, grandmother who still has a nice body. That's what she's going to be. Because instead of her getting with a man who she can get with and mesh with, who can, financially they can, be well put together. But she still wanted to date the athletes. She still wanted to date the entertainers. And I think one day she realized that her time is past. That these same guys who used to hit her up aren't hitting her up anymore. And I think that when you understand the mindset of the Nicole Murphys of the world, you will understand why a lot of guys just don't seek to commit, because all they have to do, okay, is have a wife and some money, and then you will have women who, because they don't take, well, I don't say take, but they don't see any currency in men who are single. Even though a lot of single men have a lot of disposable income, that they take care of their money, they take care of themselves. They don't look for marriage or a female, you know, because they realize that in our society, sometimes it's best to not make commitments, because you don't want to run into women like a Nicole Murphy, who financially is trying to take from you. I think Michael was at that point. I think he really liked her, but he realized that she was there for the money. She wasn't going to sign a prenup because, you know, she wanted to leave that relationship with something, instead of her going out and earning her own money, because she was already getting support from Eddie, you know. Instead of her going out and earning her own money, she was looking for, of course, to marry Michael, but if that didn't work, she'd be able to leave that relationship with something, just like with Eddie. And I think that's why Michael walked away, because he said, you know what, man, if you're not with me for the right reasons, I'm not gonna marry you. Because women got to understand, man, you have to understand that men, it's very difficult for men to get married. It's very difficult for men to want to be married. There's a lot of guys that don't want to get married. And when they see examples of guys being completely mauled by, you know, support, either be child support or whether it be spousal support, it makes them not want to commit. Or if they do commit, they're going to want to, if they want to commit, they're going to want to have them sign prenups. And I think that one of the things that has really helped me in my life, right, is that I always look at the road down ahead. Like, always seek, like, what's going to be better for me in the long run? Is it going to be me committing without having, you know, a prenup or having something to back myself up, or do I just jump in with 2 feet just because I, you know, care about this person that much? I think we have to understand our circumstances and understand that if we've gone through this, because Michael, in his case, he was divorced twice and wanted to do it again. You know, you look at Nicole Murphy, she has a history of messing around with married men because they don't see any currency in men who are single. But that's just fine with a lot of single men, because they don't see currency in women who are complete gold diggers.